is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Sully Butte Sports on Country 95.3. Sully Butte Sports is brought to you by 83 Ag Sales, AGE, Bank West Oneida, Barber Chemical and Barber Farm Service, The Blue Goose, and Brett Spray Service. And by Agtegra, CHS River Plains, Colson Farms, Kona Ag Oneida, Don's Food Center, Eric's Custom Repair, First Dakota National Bank, and Yag Air. Sully Butte Sports is also brought to you by Lamb Chevy, Oahe Grain, Oliver Construction, Ringneck Energy, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, the Sully County Sheriff's Office, Sunrise Bank, The Corner, Wheeler Seed Farm, Yakby Ranches, Venture Communications, and Lincoln Out Construction. Now let's head to the booth with the call of the game and the voice of the Sully Butte Chargers, Wyatt Parichka.
And no need to travel far here for this Tuesday evening here at the Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierce, South Dakota. It is the Sully Butte Chargers on the road for their third consecutive time. She says really fourth time already, as they are taking on one of the best teams in Class A in the Stanley County Buffaloes, who currently sit at 10-1 on the season. Wyatt Parichka with you. Big thanks to Jeremy helping us with the camera here this evening. Big thanks to Jen back in the studio for keeping us here live on the air. And apologies for our radio audience. We should be good to go now, but taking a look at how these two teams, this is going to be a fun matchup, and if you have nothing else to do tonight, you need to make your way to the Parkview Auditorium. It is going to be one of the best games in the state of South Dakota here this evening. The Chargers come in at 7-3 on the season. They are riding a two-game losing streak after falling 62-57 against Hills Beaver Creek on Saturday at the Dakota Valley Classic, and they would lose to Timberlake last Tuesday. That's how their 7-3 record has come about. The Stanley County Buffaloes, well, they had a big win on Saturday. They defeated Cheyenne East Eagle Butte, who was number 8 in the rankings. They won that game 67-52. We'll tell you more about the history of these two teams. I caught up with both head coaches prior to this one, and also take a look at what's going on around the state. It is the Sully Butte Chargers. It is the Stanley County Buffaloes coming up here on Country 95.3. Online at Country 95.3 Sports as we continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show in 90 seconds.
Before or after the game, get together with friends at the Blue Goose in Oneida. The Blue Goose has a relaxing atmosphere, and it's a great place to talk about the game. Not only that, but you can see info and pictures of past teams and players. It's history with the focus on the future. Be sure to kick back with friends and co-workers at the one spot that has it all. The Blue Goose in downtown Oneida. Proud to be a supporter of Sully Butte Sports.
At 83 Ag Sales, we specialize in precision planting to help you create a growing environment that will maximize your efficiency and crop yields. We're committed to helping you improve your planting and production with the best technology available. Located in Oneida, 83 Ag Sales, here to make the most of your growing season. Call us at 605-222-5385. We can help you choose the right components for your equipment and your operation.
AGE Corporation's contractors and crane service are proud supporters of Sully Butte Sports. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work, construction, and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That number again, 223-2732. AGE, proud to support local sports.
It is your 83 Ag Sales pregame show as we get you set for the Sully Butte Chargers and the Stanley County Buffaloes here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports. Got the high school band here from Stanley County here tonight, and again, should be a great contest here for these two teams. It will be the 21st meeting between these two teams. You got to go back to 2006 where it was starting to get recorded. And for the Chargers, it has gone in their favor. They have 16 wins to just 4 losses. However, Stanley County is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings, as Sully Buttes did win the last meeting with a final of 43-40. I can probably guarantee you, I'm not calling it how it is, but don't expect that score tonight. You might expect a higher scoring output for this contest. So again, Chargers coming in with the best record, but it's been Stanley County in the recent history between these two teams. Take a look at just the overall matchup between these two teams. It has been the Buffaloes who have been the high-scoring team. They've averaged about 62 points per season. The Chargers are sitting about 65. And why do I mention the points? Well, if you haven't been paying Charger basketball, for Stanley County folks who might be tuning in tonight, 60 is kind of that magic number. The Chargers are undefeated when they have won in the 60-point range, and Stanley County has been able to do it in all of the ways here this season. But the 60 is that magic number for the Chargers, so something to pay attention to here this evening. Again, Chargers coming in this one 7-3, Stanley County at 10-1. Again, both teams really good this season. Should be a fun one coming up here tonight as well. I did catch up with both head coaches, but before we get into those interviews, we'll take a quick 90-second timeout. Tell you what's going on around the state here of South Dakota. Is once again, you're tuned into one of the best games of the day, if not the best game of the day here for state, but we'll tell you what's going on around the state. It's your 83XL's pregame show on KLXS Pure Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports on YouTube. We're back in 90 seconds.
AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Teamwork is important to Barber Chemical in Oneida. With a full-time agronomist, sprayers, and licensed applicators, they have the team to get the job done. Their fully stocked warehouse will always have the latest products and technology available. Service, quality, and efficiency. That's the game plan at Barber Chemical. See Barber Chemical for your soil and tissue sampling needs. Good luck, Chargers, from your teammates at Barber Chemical in Oneida.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It is your 83XL's pregame show, getting a step forward tip-off here at the Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre. The Sully Buttes Chargers taking on the Stanley County Buffaloes. Taking a look at some games going on here around the state this evening. I should say more of local games of interest for us, as Phillip is taking on White River. That game has already been tipped off. There should be some finals coming up here for a little bit, or those games are JV starts at about 5 o'clock, but we'll tell you all about that. Faith is taking on New Underwood. That's a game that's being hosted about 6 o'clock, which that will probably also be some JV action. Ipswich taking on Wakapala. You got also Winter taking on Todd County today. Lyman and Jones County are squaring off. It's a 6:30 tip-off start for the JV teams with varsity to follow. And for more local games of interest, Highmore Herald is hosting Jeans Valley Christian at the High County Memorial Auditorium. That'll be about a 7:30, 7:45 start, as some of these games are listed based off of the JV start times. Taking a look and making sure I'm not missing anything. Also here in the local area tonight, it is the Boys Governors from Pierre taking on Aberdeen Central. That is currently a game that is on and going. The girls are on the road for that contest. And that is actually really all of our games of local interest here for this Tuesday. And again, we have 3 days of basketball coming up. We'll tell you more about that at around the halftime show here in just a little bit. We'll take another 90-second timeout as we continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show. We still got pregame interviews coming up with both head coaches. I got up with head coach Joey Fisher and head coach Brian White. We'll start with head coach Joey Fisher. We'll step aside 90 seconds, get to that conversation here next on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports on YouTube.
Koenig of Oneida, Pierre, and Winter has provided our services to growers of South Dakota for over 50 years. We focus on providing our customers with the products, services, and attention to detail that each farmer needs to succeed. For your individual needs of custom spraying, liquid or dry fertilizer, chemical, soil sampling, seed sales, and treating, stop in and see us at Koenig with offices located in Oneida, Pierre, and Winter.
Hometown shopping at its best. Don's Food Center has what you want and where you need it most, right in Oneida. Enjoy a great selection of groceries, fresh meat and produce, friendly service, and more. Get all your snacks for the big game at Don's Food Center. Don's Food Center is a proud supporter of Sully Buttes Athletics and wish the Chargers good luck in today's game. Don's Food Center, where parking is convenient, shopping is easy, and your time is priority.
AGE Corporation's contractors and crane service are proud supporters of Sully Buttes Sports. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work, construction, and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That number again, 223-2732. AGE, proud to support local sports.
It's head coach Joey Fisher here of the Stanley County Buffaloes. And coach, first off, Saturday, what a heck of a win for you guys, being shy in Eagle Butte, but it sounded like it was a very fun night, just overall with the Hall of Fame and, just a whole community event.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great to see the community get out and, come tune in for a Buffs game. It was one great atmosphere. Those are the games you want to play, and those are the ones you remember when you're done playing basketball years down the line. So, it was a really, really great atmosphere for the guys. I'm glad they got to experience that. It was a really good performance by us. I thought we took care of the keys that we wanted to win, control the boards, finish at the rim, and those were two things we really held our hat on, and I thought we did a nice job on Saturday with.
Coach, this is a really good basketball team this year, and I'm sure you know that. You're coaching them every single day. What is one word that describes this Stanley County team, and why that word?
I think relentless. I think these guys, they played a lot of varsity basketball. A lot of them have been playing since they were freshmen and sophomores, and they've taken their lumps, and you can kind of see it building throughout the years. And it's one thing is I think we've really honed in on defense and just our relentlessness this year, and I'm just excited to see the results so far for the guys. But we know it's one game at a time, and we got a really good test tonight against a really good basketball team. So.
Well, let's transition to that one, Coach. Taking on Sully Buttes. I know that it's a team that's kind of lost a couple of really good, tight contests, but also a pretty solid basketball team. What do you know about this Sully Buttes Chargers team and kind of your approach tonight?
They're a really good basketball team. They could be 10-0 as easy as they're 7-3, right? They've lost some tight games against some really good basketball teams. And those have been close, competitive games. They haven't been out of a game yet this year. So Brian does a really good job with those guys. They play hard, they play fast. And, one thing Coach Conn and I were looking at on film is they're always in the right spot. They do exactly what they're coached to do. They buy into what their coach is saying. And, you can see that on the court. That's why they're as good as they are. And, we're going to have to play really well tonight. And they're going to take away a lot of the things that we like to do. And, that's one thing we're going to have to adjust to, and we're going to have to be able to hopefully take away some of the things they pride themselves on. But, he does a great job with his group, and we know it's going to be a really tough game tonight.
For you guys to go 1-0 tonight, what is that going to be that one key factor and why?
I think we got to really stop them in transition. That's one thing they really pride themselves on is they want to shoot the ball fast and play fast. So if we can try to get them to grind out a couple possessions, maybe not get that first look and make them have to swing it around, I think that's one thing that can benefit us. And, one thing is we got to try to use our size a little bit to our advantage tonight. That's one thing we did on Saturday, but like we know this is a really good basketball team, and they're going to try to take some of that away. So we just got to be ready for that and try to be able to make a couple plays to hopefully shift this momentum.
Coach Joey Fisher here with Stanley County. Coach, appreciate your time and best of luck today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Big thanks to head coach Joey Fisher for taking some time here. I want to make sure we get to that pregame interview with head coach Brian White. Here's that conversation I had with him. It's head coach Brian White here of the Sully Beach Chargers. Hey, coach, first off, let's talk about that Hills Beaver Creek game. You wanted your team to have a fighting chance in that game, and you guys put up a fighter. I mean, made them have one of their lowest scoring games all season long. I mean, just talk about the effort from your team, but overall the performance.
Yeah, I thought effort-wise, we were really good. I mean, I thought kids played really hard. Obviously, we were going to have to do that. It was an extremely physical basketball game. I thought we matched their physicality for the amount of athletes they had. We matched their physicality and did a great job there. So I was really proud of how our kids responded there and how they played and how hard they played and all those things. So, and then just execution-wise, we did some things really well and a few things probably not quite to the level that we needed to do them to win the basketball game. You know, we gave ourselves a shot. We had opportunities in the fourth quarter. I think at one point we had an opportunity to take the lead with a 3 or a tie with a 2, and took a shot and probably wasn't our best shot of the night, and kind of never really got back to that point. So when the ball moved, when the ball clicked, I thought we were really good. When the ball got a little bit stagnant, we weren't quite as good. So I was really happy with our transition defense. So I thought that was a big key to us staying in the game. So hope that's going to be another big key for us tonight.
You know, I know you guys are currently on a 2-game losing skid going into this one, Coach. And what do you just try to tell your team in the midst of a stretch like this? I know it's only a couple of games, but it's still a couple of losses that they could be hanging their heads on.
1-0. That's all we talk about. We talk about being 1-0 every single game. We don't really talk about the past. We don't really talk about what's coming up beyond this. We talk about being 1-0 on that night. I know there were probably a lot of people that were, well, you played hard, you played well against Hills Beaver Creek. We still weren't 1-0, and that was our standard. So we didn't get to our standard, and our kids felt the same way. You know, we're never going to live with the moral victory type situation. Our goal is going to be 1-0 every single night, and that we come out and we compete to the best of our abilities, and we feel that we can beat anybody if we play to the best of our abilities. So we'll just stay on that mindset of being 1-0 tonight, and that'll be our goal.
Well, Coach, what another good opportunity. I keep mentioning it's always another good opportunity, but a really good opportunity, a short road trip here to Stanley County. Just talk about this Buffaloes team. I mean, they're pulling off wins that maybe people overlook. They're just playing really good basketball as of late, but just talk about this Buffaloes team, Coach, and kind of your approach tonight.
I mean, if anybody doesn't think they were good at the start of the year, they're crazy, because they didn't watch much of them last year. I mean, they were really good last year as well. Eddie Duffy is one of the top players in our area, and, you know, we're going to have some really premier basketball players going tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this if there's not a bunch of people here, that's on them, because there's going to be some really good basketball players on display tonight between Duffy, Deal, Wes, Jet, Gavin, a lot of really high-level basketball skilled guys that are going to be on the floor. So it's going to be a fun night, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the opportunity for our kids, and hopefully we can come out and find ways.
Coach, I mean, we always say 1-0, and you mentioned the transition defense and stuff like that. What do you want to see more? What was another thing you want to see out of your team tonight to go 1-0 tonight?
We're going to have to rebound, and we're going to have to take care of the basketball. And then offensively, we're really going to have to find our spots, and they're going to play a pretty good 2-3 zones, probably by far the best zone we've seen all year, and with some size. So they're going to give us some fits in that area. We're going to have to get out and transition, do those sort of things, but we got to take care of the ball, and we got to rebound, and then we just got to defend really well. So if we can do those 3, we always give ourselves a chance, and then we'll see what happens at the end.
It's going to be a fun night, Coach. Appreciate your time, and best of luck today.
Thanks for covering us. We appreciate it.
Big thanks to head coach Brian White and Joey Fisher for taking some time with us before this game gets underway. We should have a national anthem coming up here in just a few moments. Quickly, we'll take a look at your uniform report. Buffalo's the home team tonight. They're going to be in their home whites. They'll be with the purple letters and purple numbers on their jersey, trimmed in yellow. They'll have that checkered striped side on both sides of their uniforms. For the Chargers, they'll be in the road purples. They got the thick gold stripe on either side, and they have gold numbers and gold lettering trimmed in black. Head coach Brian White for the Chargers, and Coach Joey Fisher for the Stanley County Buffaloes. And both these fans, pretty good crowd here to start. There's still plenty of room here to get here, but we will send it to the PA announcer, get that national anthem coming up.
Those in attendance are reminded that proper respect is to remove any headgear and stand at attention with your hand over your heart. Retired military and active duty personnel out of uniform may salute the flag. Tonight's anthem is being sung by the Elementary Choir, directed by Mrs. Nicole Carnes.
National anthem being played here as we get you set. We got the starting lineup set. We will start with the Stanley County Chargers. They will be announced for first. And it's going to be the same starting five it's been most of the season. It will start like this. It is going to be number 3, a 6'3" freshman in Easton Moore. He'll be followed by number 10, a 5'8" sophomore in Jet Yackley. It's a senior at 6'2", number 15, leading scorer at Wesley Whitler. Number 20, a 5'10" senior in Gavin Colson. And round up the starting lineup, it's a senior at 6'2", number 44, James Miles. That is your starting lineup for the Sully Beach Chargers and their road purples. Taking a look at Stanley County starting lineup under head coach Joey Fisher in his 3rd season with the Buffaloes. It'll look like this. It's number 1, a 5'11" guard senior, and Weston Prince. He's followed by number 5, Eddie Duffy, a 6'2" junior. It's number 11, a 6-foot senior, and Paxton Deal. Number 24, a 6'4" senior in Tegan Briding. And number 40, a 6'8" senior in Trevor Caldwell. Joey Fisher again in his 3rd season at the helm for Stanley County. As the starting lineup's just finishing up here for both these two teams. Let's give a big thanks to 83 Ag Sales that has got us up to tip off in this one. Also, I want to give a big thanks to Don's Food Center providing tonight's web stream broadcast. And also, a big thanks to your scoreboard sponsor tonight. That is Ringneck Energy and Venture Communications. As we are still waiting the starting lineups, it is going to be Stanley County now going to get their names announced. Here again, starters for the Chargers: Easton Moore, Jay Yackley, Wesley Whitler, Gavin Colston, and James Miles. It's Weston Prince, Eddie Duffy, Paxton Deal, Tegan Brody, and Trevor Caldwell for the Stanley County Buffaloes. Got the cursive writing to the Buffaloes on their home uniforms tonight in those purple and gold letters in trim. The white uniforms. Chargers in their road purple. Big thanks to Jeremy helping us once again here on the camera. And once again, big thanks to Jen, who is back in the studio, keeping us here live on the air. The crowd is so loud, I have to keep turning my crowd mic down, but the stands are still continuing to fill up here at the Parkview Auditorium. Again, if you have nothing to do, make sure you come down. If you aren't able to make it, well, we appreciate you tuning in. We're live on KLXS Pure Country 95.3 and online at Country 95.3 Sports on YouTube. Trevor Caldwell stands in the center circle. He'll take on the freshman Easton Moore. Chargers will go from left to right. It is going to be the Buffaloes going from right to left. Chargers have all five in the backcourt on their side. The Buffaloes have one standing in the front. So we will wait the officials, and just like that, we are underway. The whistle is blown by the official. At any moment, we're waiting for the PA announcer to finish his duties. There we go. Now the PA announcer is finished. We are underway here. It is going to be Charger basketball to start things off, and Yackley and Miles collide immediately to start this one off, but both get up, and here we go. It is Charger basketball. First possession to Whitler. He'll stop, fire three, and will hit the front iron. Miles will pick up the rebound. He'll just throw it up, and a couple of opportunities in an empty possession for the Chargers. He's picking up that rebound was T.M. Rig. Buffalo's first possession. Prince matched up heavily there by the Chargers in a man-to-man defense. We'll swing it to the far side now for Breeding. Breeding looking, finally gives it off there to Duffy. Duffy on the drive, looks to kick it out, and will turn it over. Yackley almost threw that away for Sully Buttes, but quickly on the other end. Colson, triple three from the left corner. He's off the mark, and it's going to be rebounded by Prince. So just like that, a couple of opportunities and no points to account for the Chargers. Buffalo's going to try to knock their goose egg off. Caldwell has that poked away. It's Whitler who picks it up. Excuse me, that's Moore who gets it. Colson, skip pass over to Yackley. Far side in front of the Buffalo section. It's going to be Colson. Skip pass there to Moore. Now to Yackley. 24 on the shot clock. Back to Colson. No point catch. Yackley will say, let's fire it. We'll miss it as it hits off the left iron. And it will stop the clock with 6:39 left to go. And that'll be the Chargers' fourth opportunity. And the Buffaloes have only had one shot from the field. Going to be Braxton Deal bringing it up. Matched up there by Colson as he makes his way over the timeline. Prince now, far wing, matched up by Yackley. Give it inside there to Duffy. Duffy, kick out, now quickly swings it over to Deal. Triple from the near wing is going to be off the mark. Rebounded though by Breeding. Second chance for the Chargers. That one's no good. And a fight for the basketball is going to be Charger basketball after nobody was able to secure the rebound. So that's now the second opportunity for the Buffaloes. Chargers will look to get shot number 5 up. They started the game on Saturday with 4 straight made threes in the game. That game did cool down for them as Moore's going to fire it in the paint. He'll miss that shot and brought down there by Eddie Duffy for the Buffaloes. Nobody can seem to break that lid off the basket just yet here. Deal now to Prince, far wing. So swing it over there to Duffy as Moore almost got it. And now the Chargers do pick it up. That's the third turnover by the Buffaloes. Chargers haven't turned it over yet. There's Yackley. Whitler for 3, knocks it in. And the game starts with a Wesley Whitler triple. And Sully Buttes will crack the scoreboard first, leading 3-0 on that Ring Neck Energy and Venture Communications scoreboard. Swings it there now. There's Duffy, swings it to Prince, near wing, matched up by Yackley. He'll have a double team, throws it up, stolen away by Whitler. Whitler to Moore, wide open underneath the basket, and will lay it up and in. That's what Coach Fisher mentioned, is just the transition as Duffy gives it off there to Breeding as he will put up the shot. The bucket is going to count, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. They'll give the foul off to Wesley Whitler, picking up his first as it is Tian Breitag, excuse me. I apologize for mispronouncing that name. Cooper Falkenhagen going to check in with 5:01 to play. First time we're calling his name here tonight. Whitler picks his first foul. It's the first chance for the Buffaloes to convert on a three-point play. Free throw is up, in and out. Caldwell, though, will get the rebound, try to bully his way in for two, and gets it to go. So instead of ending up basically with 3 points, you go that possession and get 4 to the Buffaloes, and they cut it to within 1. Falkenhagen and Caldwell fight for it, and it's going to be a turnover for the Chargers. So that gives the basketball back to the Buffaloes. First turnover by Sully Buttes here this evening. First time we're seeing Jack Deal into the game here for Stanley County. Deal will swing it now to Paxton Deal. Now we'll just give it off there to Jack. Jack now trying to find some room. Backs this way up. Back up, top down to Paxton. Duffy now, far wing. Yackley now with the feed inside there to Breitag. Breitag loses it for a moment. Now we'll give it up top. Here's a triple there from Paxton Deal. Can't get that shot to go. It's Yackley who was able to secure it quickly. It's Colson. Colson makes a move off the glass and in. Chargers up 7-4 here. Midway point of the first quarter is this game is been a quick start here from the Parkview Auditorium. Duffy matched up by Moore there. Chargers still continuing to play that man-to-man defense. Duffy looking to give it off to somebody. Does. Deal goes on the attack, slashes the defense. Couldn't get the shot to go. It's Caldwell, though, who will clean it up and put it back up and in. Buffaloes once again cut it to within 1. Biggest lead for the Chargers has been 5. That's evaporated to 1. 7-6 your score for the Chargers. And Whitler will throw that one away. Here comes Jack Deal, left side off the glass and count it. Jack Deal first points of the night, and it gives the Buffaloes a 1-point advantage. Yackley going to try to take the lead. Back with a 3, does. And a timeout going to be taken by head coach Joey Fisher. And now we have a stoppage, but not sure what's going on there. I thought it was a timeout taken by the Buffaloes just based on the reaction, but that is not the case. The both teams still with 5 timeouts. Yackley gets his first points of the night. It's now 10-8. First time we're seeing Brandon Bothwell, and now it's going to be a timeout by Stanley County. They're going to spend a quick 30, so we'll keep it here. We thought that first one was a timeout. This one's a timeout for sure this time. Sully County Sheriff's Office wants to remind you to be responsible going to the game and driving home. Please obey speed limits in towns and on the highways. Arrive alive. This message from the Sully County Sheriff's Office. Well, it's a hot start to this one as we already have 18 points scored with 2:56 left to go here in quarter number 1. As the Chargers just regained that lead with a triple by Jet Yackley. Buffaloes will be down to 4 timeouts. Just trying for Coach Fisher to just kind of regroup his team here for a moment. Couple of substitutions into the contest. We're going to see Jax Hofster, in for the first time. We're also going to see Brandon Bothwell. Duffy kick it out there now to Bothwell. He'll give it up there now to Breitag. Here's the kick out. Triple from Deal from the wing. No good. Duffy, second chance. It turns that over to Yackley. Yackley picks up the dribble and has to give it off there to Whitler. As that was almost a disaster there for the Chargers. Whitler tries to zip it into Falkenhagen and will turn it over. 2:22 left to play here in quarter number 1. Get some more changes to the lineup. Bringing it up the court for Buffaloes. He's Paxton Deal, just enough to Bothwell on the far side. There's a drive in, trying to throw it off to his teammate, and will turn it over. Buffaloes just can't get the turnovers to go. And it's going to be a whistle and a foul on the Buffaloes as Whitler was trying to go on the drive. They were wondering if it was on the shot or on the ground. I think the officials are confirmed. I believe this was on the ground based on the initial conversation. Trying to figure out what's going on here. Still Charger basketball. Now there's more confusion. Brandon Bothwell picks up the foul as Wesley Whitler is going to check out and check it in for the first time here. Carson Miles is in. So after all of that, it's just a foul on the Buffaloes. They pick up their first as the inbound will go to Miles. Now it's Yackley on the far wing. 2 minutes to go here in quarter number one here on KLXS Pier. Yackley to Colson. Colson will give it back to Yackley as they're playing a little bit of catch right now. Buffaloes run that 2-3 zone. Yes, Moore with 18 on the clock. Gives it off to Yackley. He'll put up a three and got it to go. Yackley with 2 threes in this one, and it's a 5-point lead with 96 seconds left to go. Deal looks, gives it off now to Bothwell. Bothwell's matched up there by Yackley. It's now given up there to Fosham. Fosham back up now to Bothwell. Go inside, putting up the shot, a whistle, and the bucket is going to count for Carson Bourne. As Carson Bourne gets his first points here of the night, and more changes coming to the lineup. Carson Bourne picks up his first points of the evening, has a chance for a 3-point play here. And we should get that 3-point shot. He's up, and it's going to be no good. Whitler picks up the rebound. And back to the Chargers it goes underneath. Falkenhagen for 2. Got it to go in. Falkenhagen's first points. Chargers back up by 5 with nearing 60 seconds to go in the first. 15-10 is your score. Up top is Duffy. Makes his way to the far side. Looks to give it off. Chargers trying to make the trap. Give it back now to Bourne. Bourne and another timeout. Coach Fisher spending another 30-second timeout here. And the Buffaloes will now be down to just 3 timeouts. It's at 50.4 left here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here right now. Leading scorer is Jet Yackley in the first quarter with 6 points. Trevor Caldwell has got 4 and 2 in the contest so far. Chargers have already got 4 in the scores column already in the first quarter. 5, I should say. Cooper up Falkenhagen, the only one on the bench for the Chargers to score, and then it is the Buffaloes, with 4, courtesy of Carson Bourne. Buffalo basketball after the timeout. 19 on the shot clock, 50 seconds on the game clock. Duffy now. We'll give it off to Caldwell. Caldwell with the handoff there to Bothwell. He'll back up, looks for Duffy. Whitler will poke it away out of bounds. And it's going to stay Buffalo's basketball. Now it's 10 on the shot clock. And checking in is going to be Joe Mom. 41.3. Inbound. Gonna go to Prince. Prince with a handoff to Duffy. Fires it from the elbow. Puts it up and it's good. Matty Duffy with his first points here on the evening. 3-point lead at 15-12. And the shot clock turned off with 25 seconds. Chargers normally electing to hold the final shot if they have that opportunity. Yackley makes his way, gives it off there to Whitler as he just made the walk there. Now he'll make his way to the big floor is Whitler. 10 on the clock. Whitler looks to swing it, gives it off to Yackley. 5 seconds. Yackley back to Whitler with 3 on the clock. Whitler triple is in and out, and it's going to be brought down there to Pride Tag, and we have played 1 quarter of basketball. What an entertaining start to this one here as we will step aside, and we will be back here. It is the Chargers 15. It is Stanley County 12. We're back in 60 seconds here on Country 95.3.
Terry and Peggy Barber and family with Brett's Spray Service in Pierre, Oneida would like to wish the Sully Butte Chargers good luck with tonight's game and all season long. Call Brett's Spray Service today at 258-2743 for all your aerial application and retail chemical sales needs. The Barbers would like to remind you what Henry Ford once said, that when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it.
Venture Communications provides blazing fast speeds for affordable internet services. Streaming has never been so easy as it is with these super fast speeds. Don't want to leave the house to mail in that pesky bill? That's okay. Venture Communications allows you to pay your bill online or with an e-bill mobile app. They have local support to help with all of your needs. Contact Venture Communications at 605-852-2224 or visit our website at venturecom.net.
Second quarter underway here as the Buffaloes trail by 3 and start with the basketball here in the second quarter. His deal is going to give it off to Duffy at the charity stripe. Matched up there by Colson. Looks to give it up there, does to Caldwell. Caldwell underneath, goes for the reverse and puts it up and in. And Caldwell cuts the lead for the Chargers to within 1. 15-14 on the Ring Neck Energy and Venture Communications scoreboard. Yackley swings it to Colson. Now back to Yackley as that Buffalo's defense in a 2-3 zone. Coach White mentioning they play one of the best 2-3 zones he's seen so far this season. Colson to Yackley, back to Whitler with 13 on the shot clock. That's what that 2-3 zone's going to do is Whitler goes on the drive and can't get the shot to go. And that's going to be the first miss for the Chargers, brought down by Brytag. Duffy on the drive, left side, and a stoppage will be a foul before the bucket to be taken. And Gavin Colson picks up foul number 1 here in the second quarter. First team foul, first personal foul. Jack Deal going to be back in the lineup. 7:08 to play. Inbound. We'll go to Duffy. Goes on the near corner. And now you got a ball that fell on the court, but putting it up and in, it's going to be Duffy, and he gives the Buffaloes the lead back. Eddie Duffy with 4. It's now 16-15. Buffalo's lead. Chargers gives it off to Whitler in the paint, going against the 6'8 senior, but Whitler misses the first one, gets his own rebound, and puts it back up and in. Already had 4 lead changes so far here in this contest. Tag matched up by Moore as he has it in the arc, throws it out deep to Deal. Deal makes his way to the top, back to Duffy. Duffy now driving, paint, looks, gives it off to Brytag, gets the screen, puts it up there to Caldwell. Nice pass there from Brytag to Caldwell, and Caldwell's got 4 of the 6 here for the Buffaloes to start this second quarter, and they're back up by 1 with nearing 6 minutes to go. Moore to Miles. Miles shot deflected there by Caldwell. Caldwell was ready for that one. Duffy 3. That timeout by the Chargers. So a block shot leads to a triple for Eddie Duffy as he's now got 7 in the contest. Chargers take their first timeout here. 30 seconds with 5:54 left to go. 21-17 on your Ring Neck Energy and Venture Communications scoreboard. Sully County Sheriff's Office wants to remind you to be an example. Driving sober shows your passengers and others that you take responsibility for them and yourself. Arrive alive, don't drive. This message from the Sully County Sheriff's Office. Chargers take their first with 5:54 left to play. And right now, it's a run now for the Buffaloes. And a 5-0 run here in the moments. It will be Charger basketball coming out of the timeout here. And it looks like Buffaloes are not going to elect to bring any pressure to the front courts. Yackley over the timeline. We'll give it off there now to Colson. Colson to Whitler. Near side to Moore. Moore looks, looking, skip pass. Yackley catch and shoot. 3 is blocked there by Brytag. What a block there. And on the other end, Deal with the spin and the layup. Don't see that every day in high school basketball. Wow. Whitler, 3 answers. Back to a 3-point game. 23-20. I'm still thinking about that spin move. Wow. What a layup there by Paxton Deal. Well, nice response there from Wesley Whitler. Back to the Buffaloes. There's Deal. Now to Duffy. Kicks back out to Deal on the near wing. He'll go in the paint. Kick out to Paxton Deal. Triple is up. Takes one bounce. No good. Falkenhagen comes down with the rebound. That is the first miss for the Buffaloes here in this second quarter. Colson will fire his first 3 and knock it in. Tie number, first tie since 0 apiece. And we're tied at 23 with a 4:43 to go. It's taken away by Whitler. Whitler on the drive was losing it, kind of slipped out of the hands, it looks like, and then you'll have a foul and a little contact there from Gavin Colson. I think Gavin Colson was not expecting that. More of an accidental contact than forced contact. And we're going to see Brenton Barber checking for Gavin Colson, who now has 2 fouls. 4:25 left to go. The inbound will go to Deal, and he'll bring it over the timeline. Barber, really a great defensive player here for this Chargers. Going to have the assignment of taking on Deal. Duffy now matched up by Moore. He'll hand it off there to Deal as Moore and Barber switch defensively. Prince inside, Freitag off the glass, high and in. Stanley County up by 2 with under 4 to play, 25-23 on Ringneck Energy Venture Communications scoreboard. Yackley looks, spins, continuing, gives it off to Barber. He'll get it right back to Yackley, quickly over to Moore. The Chargers really just can't find really that room on some of these offensive possessions because of that 2-3 zone that Buffalo has done such a good job in. Whitler going to slash the defense. Underhand scoop is no good. And once again, it's Caldwell who will bring it down for the rebound. Duffy in the paint, high and good. Duffy with 7 in the quarter. It is now 27-23 with 3:15 left to go here in the first half. Whitler will swing it over to Barber and quickly back to Yackley. At the top, still seeing that 2-3 zone for the Buffaloes. Whitler triple good. We're going to find out who makes more threes right now. It's the Whitler and Paxton Deal and Eddie Duffy show from 3-point land. Yackley's got a couple of threes, hasn't made one since the first quarter. Up top now to Duffy at the midcourt logo. Now he'll go on the drive in the paint, floats it up from 8 to puts it in. Eddie Duffy, who is having a second quarter with 9. Chargers cut it to within 2. Buffaloes just extend it back out. 29-26 is your score. Whitler, one dribble off to Yackley. He'll try to tie it up here off the iron. No good. Falkenhagen trying to fight for the rebound. He slides to the floor, and it's going to be a travel. Not much Falkenhagen could have done there as he slipped. I think both teams were still playing, but it is going to be a travel after the rebound from Falkenhagen. Nice effort there from Falkenhagen and Caldwell for that rebound as Caldwell will check out. It's going to be Bourne who will check in. Also back in, it's Jack Deal for the Buffaloes. Deal guarded by Barber heavily there. Now gives it off to Duffy. Duffy will swing it now. It's going to be taken away by Whitler on the steal. Whitler going to go to the far side now. Quickly is to Jet Yackley. Barber, one bounce pass in there for Moore. Back to Barber with 1:40 to go. Moore in the paint, puts it up. Can't get the shot to go as it clinks off the iron and bounces down there to Hofzer. So Buffalo's on the other end. Shot's no good. It's going to stop the clock with 1:24 to go. And it's going to be Charger basketball after the missed shots. Well, if you think about it, Buffalo's really can't miss in the second quarter. They are 80% from the field and have outscored the Chargers 17-11. And they lead by 3 at 29-26. 1:15 to play. Moore. Barber now to Yackley. They'll swing it off there to Whitler with 1:07 to play. Inside to Moore. Back to Barber. Now to Whitler. They'll just swing around right now are the Chargers. Moore in the paint. Looks, spins, makes a one-step move off the glass. It's good. Now a 1-point lead for the Buffaloes. Here's a drive from Deal. He'll kick it out there now to Long, and it's going to be taken away by Moore, and it's going to be swatted away by Duffy. The defensive efforts by Duffy will keep the basketball for the Chargers, but with no contact. The defensive effort from Eddie Duffy. Gavin Colson going to check back in with 41 on the clock, and whoa, they're going to say this is Buffalo's basketball, and there they'll fix it. Is I think the whole crowd was shocked about that move, and now everybody will return. Easton Moore triggered in from the far baseline. Down to Whitler. Moore puts it up off the elbow and in. Yeah, it took a while, but Moore gets his first points here in the second quarter. Chargers regain the lead by 1 at 30-29. Shot clock turned off with 27 seconds left to go. Deal. He's going to let the clock roll down there. Colson is electing to just wait to start closing in. Colson looks at the clock. Deal now takes a quick glance. 10 now. Deal going to get the screen from Breitag. Deal now. Matched up by Falkening. Gets the matchup spin. Fires it up and gets the bounce to go. And with 2 seconds to go, Moore going to fire it up and going to hit the backboard, but no points to go for. But Paxton Deal, as the clock goes down, gets the bucket and regains the lead for Stanley County. It's a 31-30 lead for the Buffaloes over the Sully Buttes. Chargers will step aside and get you the halftime stats. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, recap this first half, get some individual numbers. That's coming up next here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports.
Building new, remodeling a little or a lot, or replacing the old with the new, Oliver Construction in Oneida is reliable, honest, and affordable in helping you make your house the home you've always dreamed of. Large or small, inside or out, give Oliver Construction a call at 295-2289 for all of your home construction and remodeling needs. Oliver Construction, 295-2289.
Score big on your next vehicle purchase with Lamb Motor Company in Oneida and Gettysburg, Lamb Chevrolet and Implement in Oneida, and Lamb Auto Sales in Pierre. Check out their large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs at any one of their locations, or go online to lambmotor.com. That's LAMBMOTOR.com. Or give them a call today at 800-952-2222. Lamb Motor Company of Oneida and Gettysburg, Lamb Chevrolet and Implement in Oneida, and Lamb Auto Sales in Pierre.
Whitner Seed Farm, already known for high-quality certified seed wheat, and now they're your Beck Hybrids dealer. Jesse and Sherry Whitler and family are proud supporters of students and athletes of Sully Buttes and wish them all the best this season. Whitner Seed Farm is the industry leader in variety, selection, seed treatments, and their loading is second to none. Visit WhitlerSeedFarm.com or give Jesse a call at 605-280-0152. Your source for seed for every acre. Located in Agar and Oneida, Whitler Seed Farm, 605-280-0152. Eric's Custom Repair supports Sully Butte Sports and its athletes. Eric's Custom Repair is your trusted mechanic located in Agar. Stop into the gas and convenience store to fuel up and fill up too. Eric's Custom Repair, located on Highway 83 in Agar. Call today to schedule an appointment. 605-258-2137. That's 605-258-2137 for Eric's Custom Repair of Agar. Go get them, Chargers.
It is halftime here from the Parkview Auditorium, and before we get any further. I've already messed up some names here this evening. I promise I did my homework before today's game, but also big thanks to John for helping me out there. Off teaser, I apologize, and also Tag. I knew I was messing that name up for a minute, but glad we got those names all figured out here. It is your halftime show brought to you by Lincoln Out Construction and Hawaii Grain. What a great first half this one has turned out to be. 31-30 is your score on your Ringneck Energy and Venture Communication scoreboard. Chargers outscored the Buffaloes 15-12 after one, and then it was the Buffaloes outscoring 19-15 after the second quarter. That's how you get your 31-30 score. In the first quarter, we've already had 7 lead changes, 1 tie so far. The Buffaloes have turned the basketball over 8 times compared to the Chargers 3. And it's right now the bench for the Buffaloes that leads that category at 4 points. The Chargers with just 2, courtesy of Cooper Falkenhagen in the first half. Taking a look at some other numbers here. The Chargers and the Buffaloes shot at even 55% each in the first quarter. It would be the Buffaloes. They really couldn't miss a shot in the second quarter, shooting 82% from the field and just 43% for the Chargers in the first half. Rebounds, I have the Buffaloes at 12 and the Chargers at 7. Again, I say all stats, but again, all stats aren't official because sometimes my math ain't the greatest here. Jeremy acknowledging that means I need to do better with my stat keeping going forward, but just giving Jeremy a hard time. Big thanks to him who was running the camera. Big thanks to Jen back in the studio for us. The Buffaloes would shoot 15-22 from the field in the first half. They would go 68% from the field. They are 1 of 5 from three-point land. They just 0 of 1 from the charity stripe. Chargers have not taken a shot from the free throw line yet in this one. However, they are 48% from the field at 12 of 25 and 6 of 11 from three-point land. So 48% overall from the field, 55% from three-point land. Feels like that's kind of the same way the Chargers were having to do work in on Saturday's game. It really kind of lived it from that three-point land. Really haven't had to do it as much, but that 2-3 zone for the Buffaloes is something here. And it's really given the Chargers a difficult time here in that first half. We'll take a quick 60-second timeout, get some individual numbers, and then we got a student council report for Sully Buttes. What's going on around Sully Buttes High School? Halftime score right now, Stanley County 31. Sully Buttes 30. We're back in 60 seconds.
Oahe Grain in Oneida has been doing business with you, the producer, since 1954. They're one of the largest privately owned elevators in central South Dakota. Their friendly and knowledgeable team of employees is there for you. With 220-foot truck scales and 5 dump pits, they're sure to get you back to the farm quickly. They also have a 110-car shuttle loading facility and have 2 grain dryers to help serve you in all your grain handling needs. Call Oahe Grain Corporation in Oneida at 258-2811 or check them out at oahegraincorp.com. Grain is their middle name.
With over 40 years of experience, Lincoln Out Construction Incorporated is your one-stop shop for grain handling on the farm or commercial. From repairs to complete new build projects, we've got the expertise to take on the toughest jobs. We're a proud authorized Sukup dealer ready to meet all your grain bin needs with quality products and dependable service. Call Todd today at 605-295-0011 for quality work backed by a crew you can trust. From Todd, Gary, Legina, and the entire Lincoln Out Construction crew, good luck Chargers on a winning season.
Stanley County with the 1-point lead at 31-30 here in the first half. Take a look at some individual numbers for the Buffaloes. It's led by Eddie Duffy, who got 9 of his 11 points here in the second quarter. It is also going to be Trevor Caldwell, who has 8 points in the contest, has 4 rebounds to his name. Tegan Tag with 4 points and 5 rebounds. Paxton Deal with 4 points, and Jack Deal with a bucket in the contest. For the Chargers, led by Wesley Whitler. He has 13 points in the contest. Kevin Colston with 5. Cooper Falkenhagen with 2. Easton Moore with 4. And Jay Yackley with a couple of threes in the first quarter. As that is your individual scoring here in the first quarter. And also, we want a big thanks to Lincoln Out Construction and Hawaii Grain for providing this halftime report. We want to let you know what's going on around the Sully Buttes High School and local communities. It is brought to you by Brett Spray Service, your Sully Buttes Student Council report. going up on Thursday, it is going to be wrestling in Todd County. And that will be a doubleheader that is wrestling at Todd County. A doubleheader for basketball, which will be in Tulare for that game. That's going to be a 4 o'clock start against Hitchcock. Tulare, and again, that's for JV games, so about 6:30 and 7:45 is getting the projected times for those ones. Friday, AAU Youth Wrestling Tournament in Oneida. That's going to be beginning at 6:15. Saturday, we'll be wrestling for the Sully Buttes team at Garton, and boys and girls doubleheader basketball at Warner, which action will begin at noon. That is coming up here this week. Starting next week, FFA Day at the Black Hills Stock Show in Rodeo Rapid City. That'll be Monday. Middle school wrestling at Sully Buttes. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Tuesday, it's a basketball doubleheader versus Jones County. That is going to be at home. Action will begin at 4 o'clock for JV teams. And Thursday, it will be parent-teacher conferences. Will go from 3 to 8 p.m. The school will dismiss at 2:30. Friday will be no school for them. So that is your Student Council report for Sully Buttes, brought to you by Brett Spray Service. 60-second timeout, second half action. Coming up next here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Barber Farm Service Incorporated and Barber Chemical wishes good luck to the Sully Buttes Chargers. Growers, call Ken or Jack for all of your planting and harvesting solutions at 258-2708. That's 258-2708. Barber Farm Services and Barber Chemical, located under the White Water Tower, 2 miles south of Oneida. They know that hard work does pay off. Go Sully Buttes Chargers, from all of us at Barber Farm Service and Barber Chemical.
Second half is getting going here from the Parkview Auditorium as the Chargers will have the basketball here to start the second half. Wyatt Barichka with you. Big thanks to Jen back in the studio. Jeremy is on the camera as the Chargers will start the second half with a turnover. And quickly, Eddie Duffy is going to be trapped there, and we'll have that deflected out of bounds, and it will stay Stanley County basketball with the 1-point advantage at 31-30 over Sully Buttes. As Sully Buttes having the last win in this one at 43-40. And if I had to take a really highly educated guess, my hypothesis says that that score is probably not going to be in the forecast. Is a shot there from Breitag is off the mark. It's Whitler who will come up with the basketball and bring it over the timeline. Now to Colson, now to Yackley. And Yackley will travel with it and turn it over. The Chargers will start with back-to-back turnovers here in the second half, and now they'll bring some pressure into the front court, but bringing it up will be Paxton Deal. Over the midcourt stripe, now looks as he picks it up over to Duffy. Duffy, left side, drive in the paint, will put up the shot, and they're going to say it's on the floor. Even though Duffy's at the line shooting shots, but that's not going to be the case. So they'll set things up from the baseline. It'll be on the far side with 7:12 left to go. Duffy to trigger it in. Looking. We'll get it in there to Breitag to start his offensive possession. 7:07 left to go here in the third quarter as we are underway here. If you're just joining us, the Buffaloes and Chargers from Stanley County and Sully Buttes as the Chargers get the basketball back after a turnover. Yackley, drive from the baseline, throws it off of the leg there of a Buffalo, and it will stay Charger basketball. What a great first half. 31-30 your score. Still waiting for that first score here of the second half. Whitler to Yackley, Moore going to try and break that goose egg. That's going to be no good as Caldwell will fall to the floor, and you hope that he's all right. Official stoppage, and Caldwell is definitely slow to get up. He's going to try to power through it, and we'll see what happens here. Caldwell going to check out. Yeah, took a not a great fall there, but he is walking under his own power, and he's going to be checked out, and hopefully he is all right. Still Buffaloes basketball after the official stoppage there. Again, you hope that Caldwell is okay. Deal's going to drive, throws it off awkwardly, and we're going to tie up in a jump ball as it's Colson and also Hofteaser who will get the tie up. Jack Deal will check in there for Weston Prince. Chargers yelling what's going to happen here as they'll get it off to Duffy. Duffy will put up a shot, and it's going to be a foul. So not much time went off the clock, and they get Gavin Colson for the foul as he picks up his third, and this will be a trip to the line for the Buffaloes. Again, Chargers have not seen the charity stripe tonight, and this is the second trip for the Buffaloes here this evening. Duffy's first trip to the line as he is right now perfect of 101 and extends the lead out to 2. Biggest lead for the Chargers was when it was 15-8. Stanley County's biggest lead was when it was 23-17. Second free throw is good. It's now a 3-point lead for the Stanley County Buffaloes, and those are the first points of the second half, courtesy of some free throws after the foul from Gavin Colson. Moore, far side, looks to kick it out, spinning, continues, finds Yackley, zips it over to Colson. Colson floats it up just outside the paint, couldn't get the shot to go, and once again, you're hearing the name Eddie Duffy, who gets the rebound, going coast to coast with it, couldn't get it to go. Breitag puts up the shot, and he's fouled. Breitag now going to go to the line, and quickly are the Buffaloes for another trip to the charity stripe, and this foul going to go on Wesley Whitler, picking up his second. Stanley County on a 2-game winning streak entering this one. And his first free throw is off the mark. Yeah, one more free throw here with 6 minutes to go. Second one is good. The lead is back up by 4 for Stanley County. Whitler will swing it over to Yackley. Now back to Colson. Whitler over Yackley to cut it to within 1. Yackley's shot is no good. And the rebound is courtesy there by Hofteaser. Quickly, Hofteaser gives it back, trying to get the payoff with the rebound. That's no good. Miles will grab the board. And Whitler getting it back to Colson. Takes that interesting first step. Now back to Whitler. Whitler jump stop. Looks to give it off there to Colson. And it's going to be out of bounds and a turnover for the Chargers. They're trying to attack our Sully Buttes, but that 2-3 zone is not helping Sully Buttes at all. But Stanley County right now really doing whatever they want. Deal 3. That one's good. Eddie Duffy, with the triple. He's got 16 timeouts from the Chargers. See what kind of timeout this is going to be. It looks to be a 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it here. Both teams with 3 timeouts apiece left in this one. 5:11 to go. It is the Buffaloes up by 7 at 37-30 under Venture Communication and Ringneck Energy Scoreboard. Be a good sport, whether at the field or in the gym. Good sportsmanship is a responsibility, whether you're at home or on the road. Show your respect to the players, the fans, and the facility. Arrive Alive, this message from the Sully County Sheriff's Office. So Chargers facing a 6-0 start here in the second half. As they get the basketball back in. They're just trying to figure out what they can do against this 2-3 zone. I mean, some things have worked out, but really the Buffaloes have had their way really in this second quarter and now starting the third. 5:11 to go, 37-30 is your score. Whitler will send it in to Yackley. Yackley to give back to Whitler. He'll make his way to the top. Yackley gets it. Zips it over to Colson. Colson's three from the right corner. That's no good. Whitler rebounds, second chance. Whitler jump style, gets one man to go, puts it up for the shot. And the Goose Egg is broken off the scoreboard there for the Chargers in this second half. They cut it to within 5. Buffalo's next possession. It's going to be Prince. He'll back his way up on Colson. Now give it inside there to Breitag. Zipped it out there for deal 3. No good. Falkenhagen will come down with the rebound and a foul. Look at this foul off there to the Hoff-Teaser. He'll pick up his first of the contest. And we'll see Breitag check out. Checking in is going to be Fosham for the Buffaloes. Falkenhagen quietly checked in there. Also, that's really the only change for the Chargers. The Buffaloes have a couple of changes. It's good news for Buffaloes fans. Caldwell is back in. Good to see that he is doing all right. Butler now will one dribble off to Colson. Now give it inside to Moore. Kick out. Yackley, 3. Right wing, short. Rebound. Moore puts it back up. That one's going to be no good. And it's going to be a one and done, or a couple of opportunities and done for the Chargers. Caldwell with 8 and 6. Shot there from Duffy, no good. Falkenhagen rebound. Yackley trying to push the pace, gives it off to Moore. Now to Colson, drives on the baseline, and we'll get some contact and a foul. A foul on the Buffaloes. Fosham picks up foul number 1 on the evening. His first, team's 3rd of the quarter. Moore inbound to Whitler, down to Yackley. One dribble, looks back to Whitler. Whitler, one dribble, sidesteps for 3. That was no good. Falkenhagen's shot is deflected, and once again, a couple of opportunities for the Chargers, and no good. On the other end, that's going to be a missed shot. Fighting for the rebound, Fosham, and a timeout to save the possession. Nice job there by Coach Joey Fisher, who gets a really great timeout there. It's going to bring that timeout total left to 2, but Fosham was clearly holding the basketball there. And it's going to be a timeout, a 60-second timeout. We'll take a quick 30. 3:34 left to go in this one. It is the Buffaloes 37, Chargers 32. Back in 30 seconds on Country 95.3 KLXS Perry Riverfront Broadcasting Station.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
Fisher, as the Chargers will stay defensively, but a great timeout there by Coach Fisher for the Buffaloes. It was Fosham who came down with the rebound to save the possession. The Buffaloes get the inbound. Shot is no good. Fight for the basketball on the floor is there from Colson. And I'm going to say it was touched there by Prince, who basically just touched it out of bounds. So Whitler's going to have it, brings it up, swings it over to Colson, far side. Now back to Yackley. Yackley, Whitler, baseline, puts it up for 2 and gets it to go. Whitler cuts it to within a 3-point game with 3:08 to play. Duffy at the top. Here's a drive on a man-to-man defense. Fires up the shot and gets the call to go his way with 3:02 left to go. Basically kind of threw that one, hoping he would get to the line, and that would pay off. Charger foul going to go against Cooper Falkenhagen. Falkenhagen picks up foul number 1. Duffy perfect from the line at 2 for 2. Make that 3 for 3. Back to a 4-point game. Falconing going to check out. James Miles will check back in here with 3:02 to play. Coach White coaching Cooper Falconing there for a moment. Says again, Falconing picked up that foul. And final free throw here from Duffy. That one is good. 5-point lead at 39-34. Chargers have not had the lead for a while. It was a back and forth affair with 7 lead changes in that first half. Nothing has changed since. Yackley throws it off there to Prince, and a layup there is no good by Paxton Deal. Here comes Whitler now. Backs, spins, contact, puts up the shot off the iron, and brought down by Breitag and a whistle. So Breitag gets credited for the rebound, but we'll have a foul on the Chargers, and that will be James Miles picking up foul number 2. Teaser will check in here. And it is bonus for the Buffaloes as well, as they're at 5 team fouls. Breitag is at the line. He just went 1 of 2 a moment ago. Make that now 2 of 3 and extending the lead to 6. One more free throw here as the Buffaloes 6 of 8 from the line. Chargers still sniffing that first trip to the line if they need it. Free throw, friendly, bounce off the iron and goes in. Yackley will give it off to Whitler. Goes over the midcourt circle. Gives it off to Moore in the paint. Moore, Colson, catch and shoot 3. Got it. 41-37, 4-point lead. Deal's going to give it off to Duffy. Moore to match up with him defensively. Duffy will bring it out. Now we'll give it off there now to Deal. Deal. Swing it there to Prince. Far side. Now we'll feed it inside for Breitag. Spins on Miles. Zip it out there for Deal. 3 is up. Off the iron. Brought down by Colson. Both of these two teams just struggling shooting, but it's been the Buffaloes who have struggled shooting more in this third quarter at just 14%. All their points right now coming from the line. Colson 3. You bet that's good. Colson's 3 cuts it to within 1 for the Chargers. Buffaloes now. Duffy, drive, floater, good. Duffy is the only one who's made shots from the field here in this quarter. As Whitler's shot is going to be left short and brought down there by Deal. Trying to go all the way with it, and we'll turn it over. Here comes Whitler. Pushing the pace. In the paint, underhand, left side, and got the bucket to go. And Whitler has a chance to tie it here at the line for the first trip tonight. Foul going to go on Hofteaser, picking up foul number 2. And the Buffalo's going to make a mass substitution. The Chargers also going to contribute to a mass substitution. James Miles. Houston Moore will check out. Cooper Falconing and Carson Miles will check in. This is the first trip for the Chargers here tonight, and it's a chance to tie the ball game. And Whitler will do it. We are tied for the second time here tonight. From the Parkview Auditorium, and a great crowd between these two basketball teams. Definitely game of the day here in the state, living up to it. 52 seconds left to go. Taken away by Whitler once again. Whitler going, puts it up high off the glass. Going to be no good. It's going to be Caldwell who gets the basketball. And Charger fans calling for something, and they're not going to get it to go their way. Deal going to try to break the tie here with 35 seconds. Spins on Falconing, gives it off to Caldwell. Off the glass, he'll be fouled with 30 seconds left to go, and actually they're going to say no. That's going to be a turnover. We'll say a traveling call there by Caldwell. Just waiting to see the video end of it. Yeah, they are going to call it travel, so that is turnover number 12 for Stanley County. Shot clock is turned off with 21 seconds to go. Yackley will just hold on to it. Again, Chargers are a fan of holding it for the final shot. 10 seconds to go. Let's see what they do here. Yackley will swing it all over to Whitler. Whitler now, skip pass over to Colson. Colson tries to go, puts up the shot with 1 second to go and gets it to go in. And the Chargers will take a 2-point lead going into the final 8 minutes. Don't go anywhere, folks. Game of the day here so far is living up to it. We'll step aside. We're back in 60 seconds. Chargers 45, Stanley County 43. We're back here on Country 95.3 KLXS Pier, a Riverfront broadcasting station. We're back in 60.
The Sully Chargers are on fire, and so is our grill. Before you head to the field or the court, stop by the corner. We're celebrating the Chargers. Come fill your tank, grab a drink, snack, and show your team spirit with us. It's where Charger Nation gets ready to go. For either home or away game, fill up your car and your stomach. Call ahead if you're running late at 605-258-2400. Order your pizza or burgers and have them waiting on you. The corner is located on Highway 83.
Sunrise Bank Dakota in Oneida, they make banking easier with convenient mobile banking. Enjoy on-the-go, secure access to your account balances, recent account activity, and check images, as well as the ability to transfer funds and make mobile deposits. Visit mysunrisebank.com today or download the mobile banking app. Sunrise Bank Dakota is a proud sponsor of Sully Buttes athletics and activities and wish the Chargers good luck in today's game. Sunrise Bank Dakota in Oneida, member FDIC.
Final 8 minutes here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports from Stanley County High School at the Parkview Auditorium. Chargers took the lead on a last-second shot there from Gavin Colson, and they start with the basketball as Whitler's shot going to be off the mark, and it's going to be a foul there by the Chargers. And after the missed shots, and they'll assess the foul. First team foul by the Chargers, third one for Wesley Whitler here in the fourth quarter. We'll get a change as well. Looks like substitution-wise. Oh, not sure. That doesn't look like there was a substitution. Either way, it's still Stanley County basketball after the missed shot there from Whitler. Buffaloes can tie it with a 2, lead with a 3. Because this game has gone back and forth. 8 lead changes, 2 ties. A lot of that happening in the first half. And turning it over was Prince. Whitler's got it. He's got a 2-on-1. Puts it off the glass, switches hands, and puts it up and in. Wesley Whitler brings it back to a 47-43 lead. Biggest lead has been 7 for both teams in this one. Up top now, Steele. He'll fire a 3 to cut it to within 1, and he does. It is nothing but nets. Paxton Deal having a quiet 7 points, and those are a really important 7 points here in this one. 1 point lead for the Chargers now at 47-46. 6:50 left to go. Whitler to Yackley. Out the top, looks, gives it off to Colson. Give it back now to Yackley. Yackley will try to answer with a 3 of his own. That one's no good as Breitag brings it down. Chargers shot 40% from the field. Stanley County at 22%. Deal with back-to-back 3s. And the Buffaloes regain the lead up by 2 at 49-47 on the Ringneck Energy and Venture Communications scoreboard. Inside give to Moore. Kick out Yackley as he pump fakes a 3. Now he'll float it just outside the paint and puts it up and in. Yackley has not scored since the first quarter, and he gets it to tie it up here at 49 apiece. Deal to Duffy. Duffy will pick it up with 6 minutes to go. Goes on the attack left side. Looking to Breitag in the paint, puts it up and breaks the tie. 51-49. Buffalo lead here with under 6 to play. Cooper Falconing going to get set to check in. Moore, he gets the catch and puts it up and in. Nice give there from his teammate to put up the 2. He's got 6 in the contest. Tie number 4. Deal for 3 off the back iron, and a rebound going to be thrown off there from Prince to Colson. And a change is coming in, and we'll see Hoff Teaser check in for the Buffaloes. With 5:23 left to go inbound. We'll go to Hoff Teaser. Gives it off to Deal for 3. That's no good. And once again, it's Freitag with the rebound. He'll put it up. That one's no good. As Moore comes down with it, but gives it off there to Falkenhagen. We stay tied at 51 apiece. Whitler underneath. He'll be fouled and goes to the line. Chargers have shot just 1 free throw here tonight. And it's been courtesy of Wesley Whitler, who I don't think has taken a rest in this game. Eddie Duffy, him and Wesley Whitler are really the only two who have gotten rested. If that's been the case, it's not been much. Whitler will knock in the first. And it will break the tie at 52-51. That was lead change number 10 in this one. Whitler to try to stay perfect here. Whitler's free throw, swirls in and does. Makes the score now at 53-51. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Duffy on the near wing. He'll wait. Gets the ball to the deck. Goes in the paint. Spins. Looks. Puts up the shot. That's good. Eddie Duffy with 22 on the night. And we're tied at 53s. Here's Colson. Swing over there to Whitler. Whitler will give it back to Yackley on the near wing. Yackley back to Whitler. Whitler will give it off there to Moore. Back now to Whitler. Swing it to Yackley. He's got a 3. He'll fire it. That's good. Jet Yackley gets the score and a timeout. Spent by Coach Brian White. With 4:21 left to go. Full timeout. We'll take a quick 30. Chargers take a 3-point lead at 56-53. We'll step aside. We're back in 30 seconds here on Country 95.3. Online at Country 95.3 Sports.
Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
4:21 left to go here in the fourth quarter as the Chargers took a 3-point lead courtesy of a Yackley 3. Makes it now 56-53 on the Venture Communication and Ring Deck Energy scoreboard. Wyatt Bridgeco with you, Jeremy behind the camera, and Jed back in the studio keeping us here live on the air on this Tuesday night from the Parkview Auditorium. One of the shorter road trips for the Chargers this season. It probably is the shortest road trip. Maybe Gettysburg. I think that might be a little bit shorter than this one. But either way, one of the shorter trips for the Chargers this season. And they're trying to evaporate a 2-game losing skid. Stanley County trying to up their win streak to 3 after losing in that championship game at the Jones County Classic. Deal. One hands it off there now to Prince. Now look for the inside give to Freitag. Looks for Caldwell on the floor. It's picked up by Yackley. Under 4 to play as we're past the midway point. Moore gives it off, or Whitler gives it off to Moore in the paint. Puts up the shot, and he's going to get the bucket to go in. Bucket is going to count for Easton Moore as he's got 8 and a chance to make it 9 at the line. Foul will go off to Trevor Caldwell, who has played a really good defensive game, and he's picked up his first foul of the contest. So Moore is at the line. He can extend this lead to now, it'll be a 6-point lead if he makes it in. Moore for point number 9 on the night. He can't get that one to go. A tie up, baby. It is a tie up. And it's going to be Stanley County basketball. They say a second went by, but the possession is going to favor the Chargers now if it comes down to it. Caldwell will check out. Hofties are going to check in here. 3:50 to go. Chargers going to stay up by 5 after the missed free throw. Prince over the timeline. Quickly goes in. Loses it. Whitler's trying to secure it, and he will. And the Chargers really have done a good job causing turnovers. That one was kind of just went a little too fast for Prince, and it was turnover number 15 from Stanley County. Ackley has it. He's matched up there by Duffy. Ackley puts the ball to the floor. Looks, gives it off to Falkenhagen. Falkenhagen will swing it up to Colson. 13 on the shot clock now. Ackley, bounce pass off to Moore. Back to Ackley. Kick out to Colson. Colson will swing it off to Moore. 6 on the shot clock. Moore, drive in, looks, kick out. Colson on the drive, floats it up and puts it in with 2 on the shot clock. And the Chargers go up by 7. That's been the biggest lead in this game by either team. And both teams have had it so far. We're under 3 to play. 60-53 is your score. Deal, throws it, turns it over. There is Falkenhagen, picks up the steal. Back-to-back turnovers for Stanley County. Whitler will slow it down over the midcourt line. Whitler with a handoff to Colson. 2:40 to play, and a 7-point advantage for the Chargers here. Ackley. Near side, gives it off to Whitler, and a foul. Prince there just went a little too far, and that will be foul number 3 for Stanley County. Colson will trigger it in from the sideline in front of the Charger bench. 2:31 to play. Inbound, going to be thrown far there for Ackley. He does pick it up, though the shot clock did reset to 35. Ackley just trying to create some separation on Duffy. He does. Now he backs his way out. His Chargers looking like they're going to play the time game, which they do have the advantage of. Whitler loses it. He's going to just let it continue to go, and now he'll pick it up with 14 on the shot clock. 2:05 to play. Whitler drive left side, going all the way with the contact. He's going to be fouled, and will go to the line with 2:01 to play. So Whitler, who has been the only Charger to go to the line tonight, has gone 3 of 4. They'll give the foul off there to Hofteaser, who picks up foul number 4 on the night. And Whitler will try to continue his perfect day at the line. I should say Easton Moore did go to the line for that 3-point opportunity, but missed it. Whitler's the only one who's made free throws, I should clarify, for Sully Buttes. Whitler made the first. Lead is now up to 8. Final free throw here. Whitler up and good. 2:01 to play. Is not sure why Duffy didn't pick that up there, but he now gets it on the inbound. Duffy picks up his dribble. Now has to give it off to somebody. Gives it off to Paxton Deal, who has a lay on the right side, who lays it up. A late whistle is going to put the Buffaloes at the line. So Paxton Deal, who will have his first trip of the night on a night where the Buffaloes are shooting just nearly 80%. 7 of 9 from the line. Wesley Whitler has picked up foul number 4 in this one. Deal, first one, count it. Some changes to the lineup. Brandon Bothwell and also in James Fosham, or Carson Bone, excuse me, is in for the Buffaloes. Yeah, we'll get one more here from Deal. Goes perfect. Lead is now 7. Full court press here from the Buffaloes. Moore back to Ackley, and a whistle and some confusion there with one of the officials and Coach Brian White. And now there's some more confusion. So this is a discussion. So two officials. I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, it's going to stay Charger basketball. Clock is at 1:45. Shot clock at 1:48. Yeah, not really sure what transpired. They were pointing at something. And Whitler gets it over the timeline. And now you got Coach Fisher, who is on the court asking for a 10-second call. And the officials don't call it. So that is going to be a break for the Chargers. Yeah, Coach Fisher was looking for a 10-second call and didn't get it. Whitler trying to pay off that. No, can't do so. Moore gets it back out to Whitler. The second chance here for the Chargers, and then you're going to get a whistle. Foul going to go on Bothwell. Picks up foul number 1. And it's now a bonus for the Chargers for the final 1:14. And once again, it's Wesley Whitler at the line. And so Coach Fisher is letting the refs have it here. They had a 10-second call one end and then got a call on the other end. And again, in a highly competitive game like this, I mean, both coaches are going to, have their moments. Whitler is going to miss the first free throw. He has not missed one until that moment. And we'll get one more free throw here. 7-point lead. Biggest lead has been 9 for the Chargers. That was just a few moments ago. Whitler to go 50% on the line. He will miss the second free throw. As Breitag picks up the rebound. Back to the Buffaloes. Here's a give now. Breitag pump fakes once, puts it up twice. Couldn't get the shot to go. Falkenhagen rips it away. They try to get the rebound. It's going to be last touch there by the Buffaloes, are going to say, as the Buffalo fans are shocked about that. A couple of parents are letting officials know about that, and they're going to keep their call. They're going to hold their call to Stanley County basketball. 1 minute to go here. Still plenty of basketball, and the clock will stop with 0.3 of a second to go off the clock here. So one of those games this is the one you want to win. It's in a sense a rivalry game. Stanley County has gone 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. Chargers are looking to make it 2 in a row. As a foul will go on Bothwell as he picks up foul number 3. Yackley at the line. He'll make the first. And the lead is now up to 8. Foul free throw coming up. Yackley, second one. Count that one as well. It's a 9-point game. 64-55 is the score. As quickly, it's going to be a 3 there. No good by Bourne, but Freitag will get the rebound and put it back up and in. And timeout has been spent by the Buffaloes. 47.6 to go. Again, this game has been a really, really good game. 64-57 on your Ringneck Energy and Venture Communication scoreboard. Be a good citizen to help out in your community. Your friends and your neighbors make Oneida strong and proud. Working together, we can all make sure that our town is great. Arrive alive. This message from the Sully County Sheriff's Office. Country 95.3 post-game show is coming up here. After the conclusion of this one, we'll recap this game, get you player and unsung hero of the game. Could be, they say it's 47.6, but it might be just a little bit longer than 47.6 seconds with the free throw game that we most likely will expect. Coach White going to take the full 60-second timeout here. He's skimming up something. The Buffaloes, of course, are going to bring that full court pressure. And we'll see how the Chargers set up here. Buffalo's going to rock with Freitag, Deal, Bothwell, Duffy, and they're also going to rock with Bourne in this one. 47.6. After the main shot there by Freitag. And that's going to be a 5-second count. So that is going to turn the basketball over and give the Buffaloes the basketball back. I think Coach White was double checking there. So Buffaloes are going to get it here. Freitag has it. Buffaloes can close it to within 4. This one's going to be within 5, and they'll miss the shot. And Wesley will pick up the rebound and be fouled. And now they'll make the long walk over to the other end of the court as Wesley Whitler has 26 points on the night. And he will once again go to the line. He did go 0 for 2 in his last trip. We give the foul off there to Bourne. He'll pick up foul number 2 of the night. And Whitler will make the first. (65-57) your score. With one more free throw. Tell you the quarter that Whitler's had, he's made 1 shot from the field. Everything else is coming from the line. He can get right now 8 in this quarter, and he will miss the second, and a whistle and what a foul here. We're going to get Cooper Falkenhagen on the foul. Kind of one of those rarity calls. 40.2 to go. Still plenty of time here for the Buffaloes. 65-57 your score. Duffy. Hand off with the 3. That's going to be no good. Bourne rebound. Second chance there. Freitag. Triple got it to go. And a timeout spent by Stanley County. They have taken their final timeout. It is now 65-60 as Freitag has made the 3 go in, and that is the 3rd Buffalo with double-digit points. It's led by Eddie Duffy with 22, Paxton Deal with 12, and you got Freitag, who's got 14 in the contest. Chargers also with 3 in scoring, led by their trio of Wesley Whitler, Gavin Colson, and Jet Yackley. Really good presence here for these 2 teams tonight. Oneida making the trip down, the Oneida fans. Also, really good turnout for the Stanley County Buffaloes crowd here tonight. Heard that Saturday Hall of Fame night was a really, really fun night. Congratulations to those inductees into the Stanley County Athletic Hall of Fame. 27 seconds to go. Chargers once again electing to take the full time. I think if it's a inbound that goes to the Chargers, that will basically put them back to the line. And last time it was a turnover by the Chargers when they were put up in this situation. Colson will trigger it in. Inbound will go to Yackley. And the timeout going to be used with 2 seconds going off the clock. I shouldn't say a timeout, I should say a foul. And once again, we got the long walk. Jared B taking his time with the camera as well to make the long pan over to the free throw line. We'll give the foul off there to Eddie Duffy, who picks up his first of the night. Yackley went 2 for 2 in his first trip of the evening. Make that 3 of 3 now. Yackley with 1 more free throw. Chargers trying to make this 2 in a row after losing 4 straight. And Yackley's perfect. 67-60. Buffalo's going to go quickly here. Bothwell was giving it off to Duffy. Duffy going to try to find some room. He hands it off to Deal. Deal has a 3, fires it, makes it with 15 seconds to go. And I believe it's Deal who put up the shot, excuse me. And now we'll get another whistle with 8 seconds left to go. Paxton Deal with a 3. Basically had 2 Chargers on him and still got it to go. And the time might be just a little less here than the Buffaloes would like, as Yackley is once again at the line. Duffy picks up foul number 2. First free throw is good. And Coach White is going to spend a timeout here just to kind of regroup, figure things out here with 8.8 left to go. His Chargers still have 2 timeouts left. Actually, I believe it'd be 1 timeout after this one. that is the case. 8.8 seconds left to go. It is a full timeout here as the Chargers lead 68-63 over the Stanley County Buffaloes. Next time, KLXS Pure and Country 95.3, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station, is back on the air. KLXS Pure, Country 95.3, the Riverfront Broadcasting Station. We'll be on the road Thursday in Tulare against Hitchcock Tulare for a doubleheader, girls and boys. Action tips off around 4 o'clock for the JV game, so about a 6:30 and 7:45 tip-off times are to be most likely expected for Sully Buttes. And just to double check there for the boys game, that is a 7:45. So yeah, 6:30, 7:45 are the two games approximately. All that coverage right here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports. The Buffaloes will return to action on Thursday as well. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off against Crow Creek on the road. So one more free throw here for Jet Yackley to go a perfect 2 for 2 once again, and he does. And that is probably going to do it here. Deal has got it. He will fall to the floor and lose it, and that will do it. The Chargers will be victorious in what was a great basketball game. And they will win their second in a row against the Buffaloes and have the Buffaloes drop their second game of the season. We'll step aside. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we will have the post-game show here on Country 95.3 coming up. That is coming up here in 2 minutes on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports.
After the game, get together with friends at the Blue Goose in Oneida. The Blue Goose has a relaxing atmosphere, and it's a great place to talk about the game. Not only that, but you can see info and pictures of past teams and players. It's history with the focus on the future. Be sure to kick back with friends and co-workers at the one spot that has it all. The Blue Goose in downtown Oneida. Proud to be a supporter of Sully Butte Sports.
At 83 Ag Sales, we specialize in precision planting to help you create a growing environment that will maximize your efficiency and crop yields. We're committed to helping you improve your planting and production with the best technology available. Located in Oneida, 83 Ag Sales, here to make the most of your growing season. Call us at 605-222-5385. We can help you choose the right components for your equipment and your operation.
AGE Corporation's contractors and crane service are proud supporters of Sully Butte Sports. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work, construction, and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That number again, 223-2732. AGE, proud to support local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is your post-game show here on Country 95.3, KLXS Spirit Riverfront Broadcasting Station. The Sully Butte Chargers come out victorious in this really great rivalry here in the last few years as they win 69-63 on your Venture Communication scoreboard. Chargers and the Buffaloes would score in like this quarter by quarter. Chargers outscore the Buffaloes 15-12 after one. It would be the Buffaloes, outscore the Chargers 19-15 after 2 quarters of play. The Chargers would then repeat the first quarter, outscoring the Buffaloes 15-12, making it 45-43. That was the last-second shot by Gavin Colson to take that lead after the tie. And then the Chargers would outscore the Buffaloes in that fourth quarter, the highest-scoring quarter, at 44 points total scored in that fourth quarter. Chargers outscore 24-13. 20. That is your scoring output quarter by quarter. We ended the game with 10 lead changes in 5 ties in the contest, and the Chargers would win the turnover margin. 17 for Stanley County and 8 for Sully Buttes. Taking a look, highest leads of the game. The Chargers had their biggest lead at 9 points. That would occur when they led 62-53 in the contest. Stanley County's biggest lead would be 7 when they led 37-30 at 1 point in the contest. Taking a look at your shooting statistics here. The Buffaloes would shoot 24 of 44 from the field, 6 of 15 from three-point land, and they would go 9 of 11 from the foul line here tonight. For the Chargers, they would go 9 of 20 from three-point land at 45%, 24 of 49 from the field at 49%, and the free throws were 12 of 16 from the charity stripe. Rebounds, I had the Buffaloes at 24. I had Sully Buttes at 17. Again, I always say that all stats are unofficial in this broadcast. Taking a look at some other numbers here. The other numbers, I'm making sure I'm not missing anything here in this one. It looks like that's all of our team stats we got here on this one. We'll step aside. We'll take another 90-second timeout as we continue your post-game show here on Country 95.3, as we will take a look at the individual numbers and more. So we do have our unsung hero, and we do have our Yackley Ranches player of the game. That's all coming up here in just a few moments. We're back in 90 seconds here on Country 95.3.
Teamwork is important to Barber Chemical in Oneida. With a full-time agronomist, sprayers, and licensed applicators, they have the team to get the job done. Their fully stocked warehouse will always have the latest products and technology available. Service, quality, and efficiency. That's the game plan at Barber Chemical. See Barber Chemical for your soil and tissue sampling needs. Good luck, Chargers, from your teammates at Barber Chemical in Oneida.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Koenig of Oneida, Pierre, and Winter has provided our services to growers of South Dakota for over 50 years. We focus on providing our customers with the products, services, and attention to detail that each farmer needs to succeed. For your individual needs of custom spraying, liquid or dry fertilizer, chemical, soil sampling, seed sales, and treating, stop in and see us at Koenig with offices located in Oneida, Pierre, and Winter.
Chargers victorious at the Parkview Auditorium against Stanley County 69-63 as we continue your post-game show here on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports. Let's take a look at individual statistics here. We'll start with Stanley County. It was led by Eddie Duffy. He would finish with 22 points on the night. High end for 3 rebounds in the contest. Baxton Deal with 15 and 2. You got Ian Freitag with 14 and 10, so he would be the only one that ended up in a double-double here tonight. Trevor Caldwell would finish with 8 points and 7 rebounds. Jack Deal with 2 points in the contest, and Bourne would finish with 2 as well on the night. For the Chargers, it was led by Wesley Whitler, who would finish 27 points on the day. Here's your Yackley Ranches player of the game, just shooting at the line. He only missed 3 free throws all night from the line. He made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had him 6 of 9 from the charity stripe out of the 12 free throws that the Chargers had on the day. So he's your Yackley Ranches player of the game, brought to you by Yackley Ranches. Again, finishing with 27 points and 6 rebounds in the contest. Jack Yackley went second at 17 points and 2 rebounds. Gavin Colson with 15 and 1. Also, Cooper Fogarty had a bucket in the contest, added 5 rebounds. Easton Moore finished with 8 points and 1 rebound in the contest. So that is your look at your stats here. We mentioned our Yackley Ranches player of the game. That is going to Wesley Whitler, who had a great night here against the Buffaloes. Now it's time for Young Sung Hero. It's brought to you by Colson Farms. This goes out to the player that works hard and gives their all, and that's what makes the team better. You might not have heard me say their name, but an unsung hero goes about their own way to make a difference in the game. Colson Farms also works with their friends and neighbors to make sure everyone is successful. Colson Farms, unsung hero. I mean, you can get really to quite a few players here tonight in this one, but I thought the job of Jet Yackley on the night helped and seal kind of pretty much the game with his free throws in this one. Jet Yackley is your unsung hero player of the game. Again, brought to you by Colson Farms. So what is coming up next for Sully Buttes basketball for us is that's where we will be next. We are going to head off to Tulare. That's going to be a game on Thursday. It's a doubleheader that will feature Sully Buttes Chargers at Hitchcock Tulare. Again, that is going to be a 4 o'clock start for the JV game. 6:30 and about 7:45 are the tip-off times estimate. We'll have that coverage for you here on Country 95.3 and online at Country 95.3 Sports. That doesn't end our week, though, with basketball, as we'll have more on Saturday where we head off to Warner for a new tip-off for those ones. So probably about 2 and 3-ish are those times as well. So that is going to do it for us here on this Tuesday. And what a great basketball game this really turned out to be. Again, both these two teams really, really good. The Chargers improved to 8-3 on the season. They snap that 2-game losing skid, and they actually hand the Buffaloes their second loss of the season. They dropped to 10-2 after having a 2-game winning streak. Want to give a big thanks to Jed back in the studio for keeping us here live on the air. Also, a big thanks to Jeremy, who's done a fantastic job with our camera work here this season and continues to do a great job. We can't thank him enough for helping out with all the camera work here today. For everyone back at Riverfront Broadcasting, I'm Wyatt Barichka. You can get a full recap of this game by going to kccrradio.com and also check out our Facebook page at kccrradio.com. You'll have all the recaps. You can also get local news as well. For the entire Riverfront Broadcasting team, for Jen and for Jeremy, I'm Wyatt Barichka. This has been a presentation of Sully Buttes basketball and Stanley County basketball on Country 95.3, online at Country 95.3 Sports. Have a great night. Travel safe if you're heading back to Oneida. God bless. Let's get you back to your regular scheduled music.